We've grown very close.
Welcoming a new parent.
Not that close.
A father.
Father?
Father?
No, you're not my father.
Craziest idea. This idea kind of came from a personal experience that I wrote this movie with Patrick Burley, who's a friend of mine. We wrote it together, and we were trying to figure out something because we wanted Peter to get older in this movie. We wanted him to go through something that teenagers went through, and we figured out like it's about identity. And then Patrick Burley, my co-writer, told us that when he was young, he was a bad seed. He was really bad. He was a bad kid. And everyone kept calling him that over and over. Then he got even worse and even worse because people kept calling him bad. So he did even worse things. And it got to a moment where he really could have gone either direction. Got really bad forever or kind of cleaned himself up. And he cleaned himself up. So that's why we thought, hey, that would be a good idea for Peter to really kind of be at a crossroads to decide what kind of person is he going to be. The biggest challenge in writing the story was making sure that it was a very kind of dramatic and complicated idea, but it was funny as well. So it felt, you didn't kind of realize till the end of the movie that what it was about. And that was the other big challenge was making sure that Peter and the family had their story, but also B and McGregor also had their story. And the stories kind of had to kind of keep coming back and forth. It's kind of complicated for them to keep kind of going back and forth together, especially since Peter runs away. So it's hard to have them see it. So that was a little bit of a dance. You basically make two movies. You make the live action movie, like a regular movie, long movie, and then you spend another year doing the animation, kind of putting it into live action. And it's during that animation part that you actually change the story and really kind of create it. So I always say that making these movies is making two movies, and then making them feel like it was all done on purpose the first time, which it wasn't. Well, I think the most fun for me was that Rose Byrne and Domhnall Gleeson and I have become good friends. So it's really fun making a movie with each other that trust each other, and we can try different things. And it was also enjoyable to make this movie both in Australia and in London. So taking the entire crew from Australia to London to make the second half of the movie was really fun. To see the whole crew kind of coming into London and making a movie there. It just felt really fun that we're all in it together. So it's more about the people that you make the movie with than anything else. So in the United Kingdom and in the United States, it's like twice a week. You understand they have, right? So I've always been obsessed with farmers markets for some reason. I don't know why. I think that they're crazy. That half the market is fruits and vegetables, and half the market is bamboo baskets, which makes no sense. That why they're available once a week. So I've always wanted to do something in a farmer's market, and I've always wanted to do a heist. So I figured it'd be fun to have an animals stealing from a farmer's market. And I've loved British heist movies. I love Guy Ritchie's movies. So I wanted to kind of put it all together in this, and it kind of worked out pretty well. at the end of Peter Rabbit 2, you see they go all over Europe. So I think that if we can figure out a way to put Peter in Indonesia, or we can figure out a way to put one of the characters at least. I mean, I think now if the movies continue, Flopsy and Mopsy have to go off and find out who they are. So as long as we can figure out a real way for them to get on a ship and go somewhere, I think it's really fun to expand this all over the world. I remember the first time we budgeted the movie and we started making, the studio couldn't believe how many stunt people were involved. And they said, it's Peter Rabbit, how can there be stunt people involved? There are so many stunt people involved in this movie, not only in the rescue, but in the farmer's market. Those are, every time they get hit, these stunt guys are going all over the place. And then the rescue was huge. And then we had, not only did we have stunt people in Australia, but when we went to London for all the chase sequences, we had those stunt people. Then we had ski stunt people. So the studio kept saying, what are you doing with the stunt people? So yes, it was a very stunt heavy movie. I wrote something on the production wall that we're not making a kids movie. We did very hard. We never tried to make something that just would make the kids laugh. If someone said, well, the kids would laugh, we would never put it in. We wanted to make sure that people would laugh, kids and adults. There are some complicated adult jokes that kids don't understand, but there's not that many just dopey kid jokes. So we really wanted to make a movie that anybody, grandparents, parents, kids, people on their own would go see and enjoy for both levels. So we're really intent on making it for all audiences.